Vice Chair and members, as you know, we have had this discussion many times before. We know that we haven't had a minimum wage increase since 2009. We know that the cost of living continues to increase. We know that working families across this country are struggling to make ends meet. We know that COVID has not exactly helped that matter. When we talk about the price of eggs, the price of milk, the price of rice, the price of childcare, the price of housing, we know all those numbers have exponentially increased, yet the minimum wage continues to be at a dismal $7.25 an hour. In 1960, minimum wage was $1. In 2021, it's $7.25 an hour. Do the math. If I asked you to vacuum every one of these committee rooms, empty the trash in every one of them, clean the bathrooms, sweep the floors, go out and mow a swat of land, come back, about an hour's passed, and I put a $5 bill, 2 ones and a quarter on the table and said, that's what you're going to be paid. That's what Americans and Louisianians are having to face today. Being faced to do significant labor, significant work for a mere $7.25 an hour. I think we all agree that in order to care for your families, $7.25 an hour is woefully short. Not many of us would stay in a job that you haven't had an increase since 2009. Of course, unless you're a legislator. But working families deserve better. And we as a state deserve better to fight for them, to give them these resources, to assist, to make sure that that we are sending the right message. As I've said before, this is a basic ask. Can you please ask, there are a lot of people talking about.
Yeah, the Sergeant at Arms is available. He may have walked out. Oh, there he is. I would just ask you to keep the noise in the room down while the gentleman presents his bill.
Thank you. So at the end of the day, the basic ask that we're talking about is an ask of decency, an ask of relief for working people who are attempting to raise their families. You know, when we were growing up, minimum wage jobs were summer jobs that were relegated to students that were home for the summer, and they were working these part-time jobs to have pocket change. In 2021, we have adults, men, women, husbands, fathers, wives, grandmothers, grandfathers, seeking these minimum wage jobs just to keep the roof over their heads. The statistics are alarming. The 39 Senate districts, 105 House districts, and not one, Republican, Democrat, or other, has a district that will not be impacted in a positive way by increasing minimum wage. Regardless of what district you represent, what part of the state you're in, there are people in your very districts that will benefit from a true living wage. I would ask today that you hear testimony. I'm going to have Secretary of Labor to briefly give you some statistics and talk about the necessity from the standpoint of workforce. Then we'll hear from some members of the community and some of the incredible advocates that are sitting behind me, that have worked tirelessly in this area. We've been to the table before. We've been to rallies. We've been to people's homes. We've been to communities. We've been to job fairs. I know in your heart you understand and you recognize. I would hope that we're able to put politics and party aside and recognize the significant need that's at hand to fight for the people of Louisiana and provide a true living wage. Madam Secretary.